Hi everyone, this is Bella with a daily Jinky horoscope for February 1st. Here in the astrological chart, we're going to look at three different aspects. In the beginning of the day, we have the moon in the last degrees of Gemini in gate 12, making a square to Neptune in Pisces in gate 36. The moon has to do with our instinctive awareness and our subjective reality. Neptune is the planet of sympathy and faith. And with this square, there is a tension or even a conflict between our emotions and our sense of idealism. The 36 and the 12 are part of the cross of Eden. So we can have this feeling of being thrown out of paradise and a big gap between what is our reality and what could be our reality. Instead of getting lost in this gap, this is an invitation to go deeper into our intuition, into our emotions, kind of surrender to the energy. And then later in the day, with the other aspects, we're going to be able to have insights. One place where we get insights from is that we have the sun that's actually shining on Uranus through the square that we have between Uranus in gate 2 in Taurus and the sun in gate 19 in Aquarius. The sun has to do with vitality and light. In Uranus, this is a revolutionary change agent. So with this square, the sun is shining light on our individuality and our ability to express ourselves in an unconventional and progressive way. Here we can feel some tensions and conflicts in the urge to move forward in our own way. And then, of course, there's still the demands, the expectations of others in society. The other aspect with Uranus is the trine to Mercury, and that's a harmonious connection. Mercury is the planet of communication. So here with Uranus and Mercury in earth signs in Taurus and Capricorn, we can have some unexpected insights on how to move forward. Uranus is also very close to the North Node, which has to do with our trajectory. I also see a little bit of tension, the fact that the moon is moving on into Cancer. So in the morning, we have a bit of that veil, that emotional turmoil on the inside. Then the moon is going into Cancer, seeking nurturing. But instead of getting nurturing, there are those ideas and these urges to move. And that is something that we're going to feel forward. A need for stability or nurturing. And at the same time, a lot of changes on the outside and a lot of decisions in how to move on in a world that is changing faster and faster. In the Jinky chart, we see we have a 5-2 profile and then a 6-2 profile. The main archetype is still the Utarian. So here, the heretical Utarian in the 5th line, and then the role model or the teacher Utarian. This is the last day of the cross of refinement, which is made up of those 4 gates: the gate of wanting, 19, the gate of privacy, 33, the gate of self-expression, 1, and the gate of higher knowledge, 2. The energy of this cross provides direction about what's needed. It's not about what's needed today, but rather further down the road. You're here to be the voice that points us in the longer term direction, especially with respect to food and things that we require for our survival. In the 64 doors, the 19 is the Utarian, the 33 is the medicine woman, the 1 is the spark, and the 2 is the feminine. The challenge for the 5-2 profile is to break out of misunderstandings and conflict by using their vulnerability as strength, which is partly what can happen with that Uranus energy we saw in the astrological chart. When we have a 6-2 profile, it is about the big perspective, and it is to break out of resignation, just knowing that there are other people that can see the bigger vision with us and they can walk as teacher role models in the world. We have the IQ, Venus, in the 37th gate, which is the mother archetype, which here feels connected to the moon going into Cancer. So a need for nurturing. There is this bigger perspective with the 5-2 and the 6-2 profile. There is this unconventional, revolutionary insights. And at the same time, this deep sense of wanting to nurture. With the 42nd gate, there can also be something with endings. What is it that needs to die? What cycle is it that has come to its ending? Because here, there is something new that's starting with the spark, with this prime yang archetype. Having the first Jinky both in the radiance and the SQ, the heart of the profile, this is part of the medicine that we're going to have now for a few days, where the radiance is going to continue in the first gate. In Brynja Magnusson's book, we have the animal totem for the first Jinky is the spider. Spider medicine. Converse to the above primal yang hexagram, the totem that associates most closely with the meaning of the first hexagram is spider, which is one of the most symbolically yin and feminine animal totems. Creative power is often associated with a yin quality, given the generative birthing power of the feminine. Spider bears a message of rife creativity with naturally associated fertile and sexual undertone. The spider's delicate forms holds within it the capacity to build out of itself a web. The timing, design, and placement of what the spider weaves allows it to receive the abundance of the flow of life. There is an alchemical axiom to consider when called upon to tap into your creativity, known as ora elabora, pray and labor. Spider medicine asks that we meditate into what we create so that a union of consciousness and the products of our labor will facilitate rapid and therapeutic growth. This practice also opens the channel of synergy between oneself and the external creative genius to perfiliate an intercourse of channeled artistry. And with that, I thank you for listening, and I will be back here tomorrow. Bye for now.